My name is Nickel, Nickel, and this is Weird Glitches Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, one of the most highly requested videos I've ever had on the Nickel channel. And after a few weeks of sleep depriving myself, here it is. A lot of the previous videos for this channel were also made because of requests in the comments down below or on Twitter at @onickel. If you have a specific game you want me to do next, let me know at both of those places. A few of the videos found on this channel include Weird Glitches, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Pokemon X and Y, several different videos about Super Smash Bros., Five Nights at Freddy's, Minecraft videos, and most recently, I gathered information on everything from Game Freak interviews to sales data to put together some thoughts on what the future of Pokemon might look like based on that. All of these videos are linked down below in the description, or you can just click on the channel name Nickel and check out the videos directly on the channel page itself. So let's kick Weird Glitches Diamond and Pearl off with the glitch involving the move Facade. Before I explain how to do the glitch, here's a preview of what it's going to look like. You can see here that Stunky's sprite starts rising little by little, and there is no legs to the sprite. It just kind of ends, so his legs are lopped off. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do that. If you're not familiar with Facade, it's an attacking move that doubles its power if the user is poisoned, paralyzed, or burned. By leveling up, only a handful of Pokemon can learn it, but by TM, almost any Pokemon can learn it with the exception of Unknown, Wobbuffet, Wynot, Kricketot, Burmy, Tynamo, and Spupa. So in this case, I taught Facade to a good old reliable Stunky. The trick to pulling off the glitch to the extent that it is in the preview is that you have to be in a situation where you are so underleveled you can use Facade multiple times and not feint your opponent, and your opponent can't be able to feint you either. Why does it need to be like that? Because you're going to have to use Facade a bunch of times. In the preview, I actually use all the PP for Facade just to show how far it can go with the normal amount of PP. So how do you get into a situation like that? In this example, I use Psychic Daisy off of Route 225 in the post game because her first Pokemon is a Slowpoke that can only deal damage via Psychic. So, as most of you guys know, Dark Pokemon are completely immune to Psychic type moves. So I brought in a Dark Pokemon, Stunky, and boom, you can use all the Facades you want without dying. The Pokemon back sprite moves up 1 pixel each time you use Facade. You might not notice it right away, but use it a few times so you can stack up those pixels to get the space in between the Pokemon back sprite and the bottom of the screen, and you'll eventually see that your polished skunk is floating mid-air. If you go into a Pokemart, you'll typically find a bunch of items for sale like Pokeballs, potions, the usual. But if you decide for some reason you want to break open a jar of honey in there, you know, get the room a little pink, suddenly everything that you wanted to buy is now invisible. You can still see the item icon at the bottom left corner of the screen, but not the actual text, it's all just white. And it's not just the first employee that you try to buy stuff from, it's both of them. They're both completely whited out. This is really weird. I'm not even exactly sure why you're allowed to use honey inside the building anyway, but luckily it's reversible if you just choose sell from either of the employees. If you want to do this and you don't have honey, you can also use Sweet Scent. Here's how you have an out-of-body experience, or an inner-body experience? I'm not sure. Enter the Eterna Forest as you normally would via the storyline of the game. Once Cheryl follows you, position her on the walk path of this bug catcher. He will go inside of her, and then out, and then back in, and then out, and then back in, and then out, and then back in. Tired of your friend being the only one inside someone? Well, I got something for you too. Remember your rival Barry? Let's jump inside of his body. First, go to the fight area. Once you're in this exact square, use your Explorer kit to go underground. If you turn the game back on during a Saturday or a Sunday and you choose to go back up on the same square you left off on, you will come back up above ground, but you will be on top of Barry. I'm changing directions without leaving the square quite yet so that you can see Barry's character sprite sticking out of my character sprite. And if you don't want to wait till the weekend, you can also, you know, just change the time on your DS. Both Pokemon Black and White and this game, Diamond and Pearl, have an unintentionally useful glitch for breeding, and they're completely different from one another. You can check out the glitch in Black and White in the video for that on this channel, but this one's a lot easier because it requires far less setup. It'll definitely take a few tries though if you've never done it before. You need to have an egg and another Pokemon in the same slot but in adjacent boxes in your PC. Use the left and right triggers to move between the boxes, but try to time your box switching with the scrolling of the properties in the bottom left corner. If you can time it so that you switch boxes at the exact moment when your Pokemon's properties are changing meaning going from the item to the ability to the nature and so on, Then you'll be able to see properties of the egg you weren't supposed to be able to see until it's hatched. Eggs aren't ever holding items, so you don't have to worry about that one, but by timing it right, we can see that our mystery egg is a fire type, has an adamant nature, and has the blaze ability, which less than 20 Pokemon in this generation have. Even if you already knew exactly what Pokemon it was, but you're trying to breed for a particular ability or nature, this will save you a ton of time. HM5 Defog is a flying type move, which you can see by its description here. The HM's icon on the bottom left shows the HM icon for water, not flying. It's a lot easier to see when you compare them back to back. This is what the water icon looks like, this is what the flying icon looks like, and this is Defog's icon, the water one, when it should be the flying one. U-turn is a move that allows you to attack and switch your Pokemon on the same turn. The choice items like Choice Band, Choice Scarf, and Choice Specs give your Pokemon a stat boost in exchange for locking that Pokemon into whatever move you decide to use first. For this glitch, you'll need 2 Pokemon that know U-turn and one of them to be holding one of the choice items, Choice Band, Choice Scarf, or Choice Specs. In this example, I use Wingull for the first U-turn to bring out Nickel Jr., who also has U-turn, but is holding Choice Specs. I tried to tackle with Nickel Jr. and I get the message, the Choice Specs only allows the use of U-turn. But game, I haven't even chosen my first move for you to lock me into. I also try to Tail Whip and the same thing happens with Synthesis as well. This could potentially be the most frustrating glitch of all of these if you were in a position where you needed to use a super effective move to win a game or to knock out a Pokemon, but this U-turn glitch prevents you from doing so. You're just stuck doing U-turn even when it wouldn't be the most effective thing to do. Route 214 usually has this happy, upbeat music, and the spring path right off of Route 214 has this really dark and creepy music. But there's a glitch where if you open your bag and view your TMs and HMs while on the spring path, it will halt the music altogether even when you go back into Route 214. It's just completely silent. All that happy music is gone. It's just an awkward silence now. It's not the entire audio of the game that's cut out, it's only the music, and you can test this by trying to trigger the sound effects in the game, like, in this case, bumping into the walls. It still makes a sound, but there's no music. It's really eerie to be on a route that you're so used to the upbeat song to push you along just all of a sudden be completely silent. You can get the music to come back on as soon as you re-enter the spring path. At Jubilife TV in Jubilife City, there is a hiker on the second floor that wants to dress your Pokemon up. When he asks you, I will snap a photo when you're done, you will do this, won't you? Choose yes. Then when he asks, should I explain how to dress up your Pokemon? Do not press A. Instead, push the right button on the D-pad. You'll notice that right before the opportunity to choose your Pokemon pops up, your character turns right. It'll take you to choose your Pokemon, so go ahead and choose your Pokemon, and then when you return to him, you'll notice that now you are no longer on the correct walk path. You actually use the hiker's body as a door to get into the next room instead of the door itself. Really weird. And here is the infamous Black Void glitch. Before you can enter the Void, you have to have used the Explorer Kit at least once and own a bike. Black Void's behavior varies between different copies of the game, so be careful if you plan on entering it. Tweaking is when you cause the game to load tiles of a nearby area unsuccessfully. I'll help explain it to you by showing you a few images. Credit to the creator of the images will be down below in the description. The game is made of 32 by 32 regions, but only 9 of those are loaded at once. In the center of the 32 by 32 map, there are boundaries for each of the 9 tiled visible subregions. Anytime you cross a boundary, it causes the game to load the next area of the map. But you can actually overwhelm the game by crossing these boundaries too fast and in specific patterns, and this will cause the game to glitch. There's a bit more to it than just that, so I have an entirely separate video on this channel that goes more in depth on how to tweak, where to tweak, and what you can use the Black Void for. When you do this, the most common occurrences will be 1. The game freezes, and this is the most common outcome, but it's not just a freeze where the music keeps going, you're actually stuck and the entire game freezes including the music. 2. An invisible wall appears. For some reason the game will let you see the rest of the map, but you can't access it because of an invisible wall that is put into place. 3. Seeing the Black Void but not being able to enter it. Sometimes it will appear but you won't be able to enter it because there is also an invisible wall that won't let you pass. Finally, there is of course the outcome where the black void appears and you are also able to enter it. But like I said earlier, it will all be explained in a separate video on this channel where I'll enter the black void and explore the secrets found within it. If you tweak and you don't like any of the previously mentioned outcomes, with the exception of the game freezing, you can reset it to normal by just crossing another loading line and coming back. I wouldn't suggest trying it yourself until you watch the next video because it can be dangerous. And there you have it, Weird Glitches Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. If you enjoyed it and you'd like to see more, let me know by giving the thumbs up button down there a Bruce Lee style 1-inch punch. Since Gen 4 is widely known to have a ton of glitches, being the first Pokemon game for DS and all, let me know if you've ever experienced any of these glitches before while you played the game in the comments below. If not, what was your favorite glitch from this video? If you're new to the channel, there are a lot of other videos to check out here, including more weird glitches, let's plays, and a video of me playing games with strangers on Omegle. I'm sure you'll find something you like here. Thanks a lot for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.